Thank you, Mr. Holder. We'll have the first round 10-minute questions. Well, waterboarding has been recognized to be torture since the time of the Spanish Inquisition. The United States had prosecuted American soldiers for using this technique early in the last century. They prosecuted Japanese soldiers for using it on Americans in World War II. But the two most recent nominees to serve as Attorney General of the United States hedged on the question of waterboarding. They would not say that if an American were waterboarded by some other government or terrorist anywhere in the world, whether it be torture and illegal. They maintain that it depends upon the circumstances. Do you agree with me that waterboarding is torture and illegal?
If you look at the history of the use of that technique, used by the Khmer Rouge, used in the Inquisition, used by the Japanese and prosecuted by us as war crimes. We prosecuted our own soldiers for using it in Vietnam. I agree with you, Mr. Chairman, waterboarding is torture.
Do you believe that other world leaders would have the authority to authorize the torture of United States citizens if they deemed it necessary for their national security?
No, they would not. It would violate the international obligations that I think all civilized nations have agreed to, the Geneva Conventions.
Do you believe that the President of the United States has authority to exercise a commander-in-chief override and immunize acts of torture? I ask that because we did not get a satisfactory answer from former Attorney General Gonzalez on that.
Mr. Chairman, no one is above the law. The President has a constitutional obligation to faithfully execute the laws of the United States. There are obligations that we have as a result of treaties that we have signed, obligations obviously in the Constitution. Where Congress has passed the law, it is the obligation of the President or Commander-in-Chief to follow those laws. The President acts most forcefully and has his greatest power when he acts in a manner that's consistent with the congressional intent, consistent with congressional intentions and directives. If one looks at the various statutes that have been passed, it is my belief that the President does not have the power that you've indicated.
The reason I'd asked that, just yesterday here in the Washington Post, you see it says detainee tortured. It says U.S. official. Trial overseer cites abusive methods against 9/11 suspect. Now, that's the convening authority for the military commissions, a top Bush administration official in charge of deciding whether to bring Guantanamo Bay detainees to trial, wouldn't refer an important case for trial because, as she said, we tortured the detainee involved. I'm glad to see we now have a nominee Attorney General who is unequivocal in this.